some of you may be thinking that this video is meant to uphold some kind of elitist regime. That is not my intention, but I could see how it might look that way. This video was actually not created to serve me. What do I mean by that? Well, this is not a sexy topic. On the surface, this video does not promise any fulfillment of any grandiose desires, nor offer any wildly captivating fragrance recommendations. And therefore, it will not appease the YouTube algorithm. It will not get a lot of views.
But I'd like it to.
This video was actually created to serve you. Now you might be thinking, why? Well, this is why. I've received countless messages and comments from many of you saying something along these lines.
Justin, you're trying
way too hard
with your videos, with your fragrance recommendations, with your philosophy. Most people just want to smell good. That's why we watch these videos. We want new fragrances to help us smell good.
Now, this is ultimately fine. Not a problem. Before I respond to that sentiment, we need to define what people could mean by good. I believe that what people mean by this is that they want to blend in. They want to avoid smelling offensive, and as a result, they want to be pleasant to anyone who might catch a whiff of their scent. Hell, maybe even get a compliment or two. But they don't necessarily care to be inspired by what they're wearing. That may not be a top priority. They just want their fragrance to work for them. This is generally how mainstream perfumery is marketed, and generally how most of us come into wearing fragrances in the first place. Again, this is fine. We've got to start somewhere. So what is my response to this sentiment? It's simple. If your only goal is to smell good, here's my advice.
Just go down to your local department store, try everything, and find something that smells good to you.
That's it. We could just end the video here. The keys to simply smelling good are right in front of your nose.
Bad pun intended.
The purpose of a practical fragrance review is to, number one, give you a basic idea of what a fragrance might smell like, and number two, some recommendations on how and where to wear it. That's it. The mainstream fragrances you can find in a lot of your major department stores are made to be worn anywhere and anytime, and to be appealing to a lot of people. So to that end, any one of these fragrances can serve this need. You will smell good. But there's a bigger kicker to all of this, and this is something that I actually mentioned in this video. If you only want to smell good, you probably already have the fragrances you need to do that. You might as well save your time and your money and just wear what you already have. Now you might be wondering,
Justin, it's none of your business what other people do. Why do you care?
You're right. It is none of my business. But I do care because I've been where you might be right now. I spent the first 2 years of the hobby seeking only to buy the fragrances that smelled good, or that I thought would make me smell good. And then I looked up and I had almost 100 good smelling fragrances, each one just as redundant or more redundant than the next. I basically sold and gave away virtually all of those fragrances, and I started over. Now, if that's a life that doesn't bother you,
do your thing.
But I think you might already know the frustration of having only a handful of fragrances out of dozens that you wear because most of your collection doesn't actually interest you. Now, the last thing you might be thinking by this point in the video is, where's the silver lining in this? Is this just meant to be some kind of depressing PSA? I get that question a lot. None of my videos are meant to be only that. There is a richer purpose. My purpose, which I've tried to make very clear, albeit futile, is to help the YouTube fragrance community and audience go a little bit deeper. I genuinely believe there's more to this space on YouTube than what will make you irresistibly sexy, or what will last 48 hours on your skin, or how many fragrances one can describe in 3 minutes or less, or, and most pervasively,
what will cause underwear to mysteriously and immediately become over elastic, so much so that they fall from the waist of your prospective mate and onto the floor.
Yeah, although obscenely repetitive at this point, I do admit it's fun. It's entertaining. But as I said, and you already know this, you don't need those videos in order to figure out how to smell good. Your nose is your best guide in that regard. If you're looking to learn more about the artistry of all of this, to enrich your perspective on how fragrance can affect you and what you can do with it, rather than what it can do for you, then you might find interest in some of the information in my videos and other videos from other creators like it, ones who are not playing the game, who are not going along with the norm. As I've said before, fragrance is made to do more than make other people like you. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.